Hey guys, so today I'm going to show you how to make this super cute phone case. I originally made this for my iPhone 11 Pro, but I am recording with that at the moment, so I am using my old broken iPhone 6 Plus for an example. So it is a little bit bigger than my phone that I'm going to be using in here, but for display purposes, it does work. Okay, so to start out, we are going to only be doing single crochet throughout this whole video. We will be working in the rounds. So let's go ahead and get started. I will tell you our materials. You will need, excuse me, sorry about that, a pair of scissors, a 6mm hook. I use a Clover brand 6mm J size hook. You will also need some yarn. So this is the yarn that I use for this project. You will not be using all of it. For the tutorial, I will be using this blue, however. And the brand right here, it is a Chanel yarn. I got it from Ben Franklin's Crafts. It is my local craft store. There's 109 yards. There's the instructions for care, 6mm hook. And let's see, what's the color? Electra. Oh, you will also need a stitch marker because like I said, we will be working in the rounds. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. Now, for this video, I will assume that you know how to do basic stitches. So I am not, sorry about that, I hit my tripod. I am not going to explain how to do stitches. It will be simple slip knot and single crochet through this whole video. So go ahead and make your slip knot, just like that. And we are going to chain up 10. So get it in there, sorry about that. Go ahead and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, so that is going to be your starting chain. So from here, we are going to skip the stitch closest to the hook. I'm sorry, that is my daughter. I'm going to skip this stitch and go into the very next stitch. We are going to do 3 single crochets in that stitch and go into the next stitch. So we're going to want to do 3. But first we're going to do our first stitch, and then we are going to add our stitch marker. Okay, so add 2 more stitches into that same stitch for a total of 3. 1, 2, and 3. From this, we're going to single crochet in each of the remaining stitches to the end. So now we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now as we approach this last stitch for 11 stitches across, because remember we put 3 stitches in our first stitch. So here is stitch 11. I can get my hook in there. Okay, here's 11. Now we're going to crochet, single crochet 2 more times into that same stitch. So what we're going to be doing is working our way back around and working on the opposite side of our beginning chain. So there's 1 stitch, here's 2 for 12 stitches and 1 more for 13. Okay, so once you have your 3 stitches done on that end for your 13 stitches, we're going to continue to work back down that beginning chain back to our first stitch. So we're going to start working in the rounds. So there's 13. Now we're going to work 9 more stitches. 1. So that's in the next stitch. Sorry about that. So we had 1. Here's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and here's our last stitch. Here is 9. Now we are back at our beginning. So we are going to want to move up our stitch marker for these first row or 2. But once the body starts to form, the stitch marker is strictly just to know what side you want to end your final row on so that you have an even number of rows. So let's go ahead and put a single crochet into that first stitch and put our stitch marker. And now we're going to work in the round for a total of 22 stitches for 20 rows, or the length that you need for your phone. For me, this was 20. So there's 1. Here's stitch 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So now I'm not going to move my stitch marker up. I'm just going to work right over the top of it. So there's 1 stitch, 2 stitch, and I'm just going to continue to do this with a single crochet in each stitch for the next 20 rows. Sorry if you hear cartoons in the background. My daughter is watching a little bit of The Loud House at the moment. So I'm going to move up how I'm holding my hook. And so I'm just going to work this with you until you can kind of start to see the body of the bag being formed. Okay, so here this is going to be another round. And after this round, I'm going to work the rest of these rows off camera, and I will come back to you when I have completed the 22 rows, but I'll go ahead and finish this and show you kind of how it's starting to shape up. Now that we're working in the rows along both sides of that beginning chain, it starts to give us a little pouch. So this is a very simple, beginner-friendly pattern that just about anybody can do. Pull up some more yarn here. Okay, so I'm going to kind of show you guys what this is looking like right now. You can kind of see. Let me grab my example phone here. The pouch is starting to form. So we're just going to go ahead and continue to work up these rows for 20 rows, and I will meet you back here. Okay guys, as you see, coming up on my 20th row right here, my stitch marker is down in this corner, so I know that's where I'm going to want to end my rows. Let me see if I can't scoot this back a little bit. There we go. So just continue around over to the other corner, because as you see, we still have that line. So this is my corner. I'm just gonna estimate right about where the center that is, okay? Sorry, right about there. I'm gonna go back one more stitch. Okay, so you see I'm right at this line. So now I'm gonna make my handle, the handle part right here. So I'm just gonna chain up 25, and then we're going to attach and finish this off. So chain up 25. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry about that, getting the edge of my photo box. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So now I'm just going to go back down. So we were working around this way. So I'm just going to go back down into that stitch that I started at. And I'm just going to go ahead and slip stitch in there. Pull through. So now we have our handle attached. Now I am just going to slip stitch into the next stitch and the following. And we're going to chain 1, chain 2, because we're going to cut that. We're just going to pull this all the way back down to the first chain. So I'm going to set that down and grab my scissors and clip. So you're going to want to leave a long enough tail to sew in. So I'm going to go ahead and pull my yarn all the way through because we did that chain 2. And just pull it down tight. And then we'll just go ahead, you'll want to weave that into the stitches on the inside. Oops. Then you can remove your stitch marker. And that is it. Other than sewing in the ends, you are done with your bag. Let me grab the phone here, my broken phone. Put it in there, and there you go, a nice little Chanel super smooth phone case. Pink one and a blue one. There we go. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more easy crochet videos. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.